Hello everyone, welcome to the Kiki London YouTube channel. My name's Amanda. In today's video, we are going to be doing a salon friendly nail art design using the Kiki London fiber base. And the reason I wanted to re-show the fiber base is because it's had a little upgrade and a bit of a formula change as well. So if you are familiar with the original Kiki London fiber base, you would know that it was a clear base gel with quite large fiber particles in that. And some people did find that sometimes it would be a little bit tricky because the fiber particles would show through certain colors, and it was a little bit harder to apply on shorter nails as well, because you would sometimes have to jiggle those little fiber strands around so they weren't coming off the edge of the nail. So we've done a little upgrade with the formula, and the fiber particles are now more blended into the gel polish, so you can't actually notice them. It does also mean that the base coat doesn't look as clear as what it used to, but obviously this doesn't necessarily matter because you're going to be putting a colored gel polish over the top of it. Now, it does have all of the same amazing benefits that it used to have. So it's great for anyone with weak or damaged nails, great for anyone needing that little bit more of extra strength. The other reason there was a formula change as well was because of the recent TPO issues, where we need to remove TPO from products in the UK and the EU. So the new formula is TPO free. I believe it's HEMA free as well, but all the details will be up on the website soon. So I wanted to do a little bit of a demonstration using it. So I'm going to go in and do some basic prep. I do my nails quite regular, so I never have too much prep to do, but I did have a little bit to do on my thumbnail, so I thought I would use that one as a demonstration today. So I've gone in and I have wiped the nail with some alcohol to cleanse. Then I've used a mixture of the Sofia cuticle tool and the Helsinki cuticle tool just to remove any of that dead cuticle that's growing up the nail plate. I find the Helsinki is my favorite of all of the cuticle tools because it's quite sharp, so it's great for removing anything that's stubborn. You can kind of use it a little bit like you would use a cuticle knife as well. I did then go in with the Kiki London file using the 180 grit side to reshape the free edge of the nail. I'm not going to be adding any extensions, so I just wanted to make sure I was happy with the length and shape of the free edge. I'm then taking the 180 grit side of my Kiki London buffer and just gently etching over the surface of the nail, simply to remove the shine so that our gel polish is going to grab on to that natural nail. You want to be really careful when you are buffing over the surface of the natural nail, so always be quite gentle. I like to go in like a round circular motion so that I'm not going over the same area or the same spot of the nail too many times. Then we're going to go in and dehydrate. I did this with some alcohol, and then I'm going to go in with a layer of primer. Now the primer is air drying and a little bit goes a long way. So I wipe majority of the bottle off the bottle brush and then just go in and apply a little bit over the entire surface of the nail. We're then going to go in and apply our fiber base. So as you can see, it's a little bit thicker consistency to a regular base coat. I'm wiping off the back of my brush and just leaving a small amount on the other side of the brush, and then this goes on the same way as any other base coat would. So this is where it's slightly different to the original fiber base, because when I would apply the original fiber base, sometimes I would have to take my stripe liner brush to push some of the fiber particles down onto the surface of the nail, as you would find they would hang off the free edge. So this is, in my opinion, a little bit easier to apply, and it will also mean that you're not going to have any of those fiber particles showing through if you are using lighter shades. So I did one thin coat of this and we cured it for 30 seconds, and then I thought I would use a light nude shade over the top. So we're going to go in with a base of the beautiful Tea Rose. This is one of my go-tos if I'm wanting a nude. I love this color. It is slightly sheer in one coat, but you get the full opacity coming through when you come in and apply your second coat of color. So I'm just going to go in and do a thin coat of this over the entire nail. Now, if you struggle to get close to the cuticle area with your bottle brush, then I would highly recommend taking your stripe liner brush or the detail brush and then just using this to nudge your gel polish a little bit closer to the cuticle area. I was really having trouble today with my camera staying in focus. First of all, I had issues with the sunshine because it was so bright and sunny that it kept messing up with my lighting, and then my camera just did not want to stay in focus. But as you can see, using that stripe liner brush, we was able to get it a little bit neater around the cuticle area and then nice and close as well, so it looks as though that gel polish is really tucked in. I did pop this into cure for 30 seconds. So we're going to go in and do the second coat of tea rose, and just look how gorgeous this color is. It's beautiful if you want something a little bit more natural. Then once I've applied my second coat of this, I do just try and gently cap the free edge, which can be a little bit tricky when you're working on short natural nails, but you just want to run the edge of your bottle brush along the very tip of the nail. This is going to help minimize any chipping at that tip of the nail. I like to do this with my top coat as well, so everything is sealed in and encapsulated over that free edge. And I find personally for me, where I'm quite hard on my natural nails, this just gives it that little bit of extra strength. And then of course we've got that fiber base coat underneath, which is something that's perfect for me because I'm a terrible picker and biter of my nails, and also I'm quite hard on them. I don't follow advice like wearing gloves and things like that, so sometimes having a strengthening base coat really helps. Now I did want to include a little bit of summer nail art in this design. So we have the gorgeous banana ripple. This is my favorite yellow, I think, for summer. And then we have Zesty Blue. Now Zesty Blue, no matter what I do with my camera, always shows up slightly different on camera than what it does in real life. It has a little bit more of a teal color to it in real life. Just for some reason that doesn't pick up on camera. And then I wanted to add something creamy, so I went for vanilla latte. So I'm going to pop a little drop of these down on to my palette. We're only doing one nail, so we don't need too much gel polish, and we're going to kind of do a blooming marble. I really love bright colors over a nude base, so I thought this would be a very salon friendly, easy to do design. So we're going to take the Kiki London blooming gel, and I'm just going to apply a thin layer of this to the entire nail. And then with your blooming gel, you're going to leave this wet and do your design over the top. So you don't want to apply too much of this. I'm just wiping off my brush here because I had a little bit too much on my bottle brush and I wanted to get the application more even. I've then taken my Kiki London dotting tool and I'm just picking up the Zesty Blue to begin with, placing a dot down near the cuticle and a dot near the free edge, cleaning off my dotting tool, and then going in with banana ripple and placing this next to Zesty Blue. As you can see, the color is already starting to bloom, so it's starting to gently mix in with that blooming gel and you get these really soft edges. I think this looks quite cool, just adding the dotted colors down as it is, but we are going to go in and swirl these together to create a marble design. Next up, we're adding in vanilla latte. I was cleaning off my dotting tool between each color because I don't want to muddy and mix up the colors on the dotting tool, so I was just cleaning that off camera using a little bit of alcohol. Then I'm going to take my stripe liner brush and simply swirl these together. Now here my camera was just wanting to focus on my hand and brush, not the nail, which was very frustrating. And then I'm basically cleaning up my stripe liner brush on a alcohol pad just to keep it clean before going back in and marbling the corner of the nail, just so we don't mess up the colors too much. And I simply want to pull these colors together just backwards and forwards, and I kind of wanted to go for this beachy vibe when I was picking out these colors, and I thought it looked really good because you've got the blue for the sea, the yellow for the sun, and then the tea rose underneath kind of gives you a bit of a sandy vibe as well, especially with the vanilla latte. Here I was simply just cleaning up down the center part because I didn't want those two marbles to merge into one another. I did want them to look like two separate areas, but it was blooming very quick, I think, where it was quite hot. So it did cover up a little bit more of the nail than what I wanted it to, but I really loved the effect. I then decided that I wanted to add something glistening. So originally I was going to grab a glitter gel polish, but then I thought, no, the Kiki London Platinum Flakes will work beautifully here. So what I decided to do is, whilst we've still got that tacky inhibition layer left from our blooming gel and our marble design, I'm just going to tap some of the platinum gold flakes onto the cured gel polish. these grab on to your cured tacky layer really easily. So I'm just picking them up using my striped liner brush, dabbing down, and then I'm going to go in with the silicone tool and simply press them. You want to avoid rubbing them, because if you rub them, you're going to create a more chrome effect, and I wanted that more flake effect to stay. So I've placed them down. As you can see, they're just sitting on the nail. So I'm then going to take the silicone tool and just press them. Avoid rubbing, just pressing them down, and then this is going to stick them down well enough that all you need to do is come in and top coat. And I feel as though it just really added something special to this nail. It took it just looking from a sort of simple design to something extra special, and it was so simple to do. So I'm then going to take my crystal top coat, and I reached for the crystal top coat here because I've already got a lot of strength coming through from the fiber base coat, so I didn't feel as though I needed a strengthening top coat necessarily today, even though they do work great in connection with a strengthening base coat. But this particular bottle of the crystal top coat is one that I keep for all my glitters and flakes, because you do need a separate top coat when you are using glitters, flakes and chromes, because no matter how hard you try, you will contaminate your bottle eventually. So I always have a second bottle that I use for anything glittery, and today I was using the crystal one, so I reached for that. And look at the beautiful shine it gives. Now the crystal top coat is a little bit thicker than the regular no wipe top coat, I find, so it is great for encapsulating, but it's not as thick as your rubber top coat. So if you're wanting to get a more encapsulated finish, then I would reach for the no wipe rubber top coat. But I loved the shine that this one gave off. Finished off with a little drop of cuticle oil, and this was the finished result. Let me know what you think in the comments below, and do check out the new fiber base coat, especially if you are a lover of the original. I hope you all enjoyed watching today's video. If you did, please do give it a thumbs up. As always, all the products used will be listed in the description box below. Hopefully I shall see you all again in the next one. Lots of love. Bye bye.